paper notes. What is written there? Tell me. Why do companies come up with an IPO? Correct. So what are the different parameters that you can see here? Could it be expansion? Have you already discussed this? Yes. Could it be visibility? Better visibility. Could it be debt repayment? What nonsense. We want to come up with an IPO because we want to repay the loan that we have taken. Is it still allowed? Answer is yes. Should we be investing in such companies who have no expansion plans? They just want to repay the loan. Everyone, one more time. This is a good question now coming up. Company says we want to come up with an IPO. We are not going to use this money for growth, for expansion, nothing. We are just going to repay the existing debt. Should we invest in such a company? First, if you can raise your hands. How many of you are saying yes, I will still invest in such a company? Okay, almost 20%. No, I will not invest in a company which is just up to debt repayment. Fine. There are many people who are in the nota category. Okay, right. The correct answer is. Oh, wait, let me first get your thoughts. Who wants to tell me why you will invest in such a company? No, wait, someone who has not answered. Wait, someone who has not answered. Makes sense, na? So let us say I'm talking about a company whose earnings before interest and tax. What is it? Earnings before interest and tax. So I'll give you a simple example, very layman example. This is okay. Assume my sales are 100. Okay, sales are 100, and my manufacturing expenses, employee cost, electricity, other admin expenses are, let us say, 70. What is my earning before interest and tax? It is 30. Simple enough. What was 30? Manufacturing, admin, other expenses, except interest. Now my interest cost is how much? 50. I've taken a huge loan. Interest cost is 50, and that is why my final profitability is minus 20. I'm in a loss only because of interest. Now if a company is able to kick out that debt from the balance sheet, now repay the loan. Can I say this? Assume nothing changes next year. 100, 70, 30. What will I write here? Zero. Debt repaid. No interest cost. Now what is the final profitability? Wow. What a jump from minus 20 to plus 30 with only one decision. Which decision? Repay the debt. So could there still be a good chance that this company can, make good profitability in the coming years? Yes. But for that, what was the prerequisite that I said? At least before interest, it should be making some profit. Otherwise, you're also huge loss. Then the situation can be tricky. Have you understood this? So can you invest in a company which is also just having a thought process of only debt repayment? Yes. Exit for early investors, and this is what maybe you are asking, which is called as an OFS. So we are coming to a fresh discussion now. There are two types of IPO funding. One is known as a fresh issue, and one is known as an OFS. If you want to write this down, whenever we are talking about an IPO, so you can write the sentence if you want. Funds can be raised in an IPO. Funds can be raised in an IPO through two routes. Which two routes? Either fresh issue or OFS. OFS is offer for sale. Offer for sale. Okay. Now please understand what is the difference between fresh issue and offer for sale. Assume that I am coming up with an IPO. Okay. And I have been investing in my own company, assume since the last 10 years. And I have almost 80% stake in my company. 20% are held by family and friends. 10 years I've slogged for the company. And initial valuation of my company, assume, was $1 million. Example. Okay. And over a period of 10 years, assume it has grown to $100 million. Okay. I have slogged for 10 years and I've made my company grow from $1 million to $100 million. And I have 80% stake in my company. Even if I sell 10% stake, is it going to be like something terrible which is going to happen? No, 10% is fine, still I will be holding 70% stake in my company. Now, this will be termed under a fresh issue, or this is offer for sale. This is an example of offer for sale. In simple words, can I say, when the promoter or the early investors, if they are selling their existing shares, then it will be called as an offer for sale. Those who are learning this for the first time, you have to be 100% attentive. Otherwise, there could be confusion. Who is issuing who is selling the shares? Promoters are selling the shares. Or the early investors, like we said, seed capital funding, or it could be something like venture capitalists. They could be, let us say, selling. Logically think and tell me, who will get the money for this? Will the company get the money for this? Or will the investors get the money for this? Investors will get the money. So could it happen that the company is coming up with an IPO, is coming up with an initial public offer, but whatever money is raised, 100% money goes into the hands or the pockets of the investors, nothing received by the company? Possible, yes or no? Possible. When? If it is an OFS. If it is an offer for sale. We'll repeat if you want afterwards. First, I think more than 50, 60, 70% clear? Yes. Then we'll come to fresh issue. Now tell me, in a fresh issue, is the promoter selling his or her own shares? No. Here you can imagine, actually new shares are being printed. Right? New shares can be printed. Yes. Value as such, so if we talk about EPS and all that, that will decrease. EPS is earning per share. Let's not confuse others. They don't know what is EPS. Okay. So can a company print more and more shares? Yes. Okay. In fact, for private limited companies, these are proper books like you are having your notebooks. There is a proper book, and it has share certificates inside it. There is a perforation. Issue how many more shares you want. Tear the perforation, issue it to someone. Collect money in return. Then you will be like, why is the company issuing shares to anyone and everyone? Number one, to collect money, agreed. But then ultimately tell me, is my stake in the company still decreasing? Is my stake in the company decreasing? Yes. How? I will tell you with the help of an example. This part is a little bit tricky for those who are learning for the very first time. So, okay. So now understand. Originally, how many shares were there? 100. Attention for next 2 minutes. You should be done with it. Original number of shares. Everyone has to answer. Original number of shares. My holding. How many shares do I hold? 80. Friends and families. 20. Simple breakup. Yes. I need more money. I issue new shares. I print 20 more shares. Correct? Wait. Print new shares. So will it be plus 20 at this level only? Fresh shares, no? I'm printing 20 new shares. So tell me how much will be the total? 120. And here you can imagine other investors is a new category now. Who is getting 20 shares? Other investors, maybe people like you and me who are participating in the IPO. Correct? How much does the promoter hold? Still 80? Correct. So now you will understand this. So let us say this is, if I'm talking about number of shares here. First, let's not confuse the newbies. We'll only talk about number of shares. So, in this 120, 80, then 20 and 20. Tell me what was the percentage holding here? 80%, 20%. Here what will it go down to? Roughly 66.67%. Na? 66.67%. This is tough for me. 20 divided by 120. You have mobile calculators, na? 16%, 16.67% and 16.66% turnover. Round off. Okay. What happened in this process? Tell me. Percentage holding decreased. So will the promoter just issue shares without any reason? Never, because he or she knows that, oh, now originally I was holding 80%, now I'm holding only 66%. Now you can imagine if they had issued instead of 80, okay, sorry, this was 80 only. Instead of 20, please pay attention, instead of 20, assume that 50 shares were issued, or let us say 60 shares were issued. Others take out your mobile calculators. So now what is the new scenario? Tell me. 160. Will this remain 80? Yes or no? Will this go to remain 20? And new category? 60. Now percentages. Oh, 50%. Huh? 12.5%. And again 12.5. 37.5%. What is the problem that you can see here? Good, now my company raised a lot of money because I issued 60 new shares. Promoter stake decreased from 80% to 50%. Now tell me, if I have to take any decision in my company, can I take it by myself? Why? More than 50% is required to pass any resolution. So now please understand. Those who are newbies, otherwise, before discussing this, you might have felt that it is so easy, no? Print new shares, issue new shares, and get more money. Is it going to dilute your stake? Yes. So companies are also very mindful before diluting their stake. In this entire scenario where we are talking about new shares being printed and new shares being issued, now I want answer from only those who have zero exposure to stock market, who are coming here for the first time to learn about basics. I'm talking about new shares, 60 new shares being printed, and IPO is announced. Is this a fresh issue or is this an OFS category? Will this be a fresh issue or will this be an OFS? This will be a fresh issue. Why fresh issue? New shares are being printed. That is why it is a fresh issue. Simple till here? Yes? Now pay attention. Wait. Instead of new shares being printed, as I mentioned, can I sell out of 80? Can I sell 10? That will be an example of OFS. How many new shares will be printed in an OFS? Zero. Why zero? New shares are not being printed. My existing shares I am selling off. Are you getting the differentiation? Yes? Quickly tell me now. In OFS, so now fast answers I want. In OFS, originally I had how much? 80. I decided I will sell off 10% of my shares. Who will get the IPO money? I will get the IPO money. Don't say you. You're not going to get money if I sell my shares. Okay, I will get the money, right? If fresh shares are printed and fresh shares are issued, who will get the money? Company will get the money. Is there a big difference? Yes. So if a company comes up with 100% offer for sale, company is coming up with an IPO, zero fresh issue, only IPO. Can I say I'll be a little bit disinterested based only on this fact? I'm not saying what is the profitability or nothing. Based only on this fact that only it's 100% OFS. Can I be like, company को कुछ भी पैसा नहीं जा रहा है? Not even 1 rupee is going to the company. Can I say my interest level can be a little bit low? Of course, as I mentioned, if profitability is fantastic, is that change? I mean, things could be different. But is the confusion clear between what is an OFS and what is a fresh issue? Yes. Wait, first. Oh, what is the difference between an FPO and OFS? यार बार-बार गायब क्यों हो जाता है? One note. I'll tell you your own. I cannot open that again. Now you can tell me what is the difference between FPO and OFS. Anyone wants to try some FPO versus OFS? Now you know that. Some new nuances. Okay, I don't think she has understood. Anyone with no? Yesterday those who have answered, I'm giving comparatively less chance. Anyone who has not yet spoken and wants to give it a try. Correct. Achha, now understand. In simple words. IPO, FPO. IPO when the company is raising funds for the first time. FPO, it's already listed. They want to raise additional capital. That is an FPO. Wait. What can be the two types of fundings for IPO? Quickly tell me. Two types of funding for IPO. Either it will be OFS or it will be a fresh issue. If it is a follow-on offer, again, it could be an OFS or a fresh issue. Many times, if you ask me, based on practical experience, many times it will be a fresh issue because company is needing more and more funds. Many times. But is it necessary that OFS ho hi nahi sakta? Promoter wants an exit at a later date. So OFS and fresh issue can be a part of IPO also, can be a part of FPO also. You got the answer, huh? Geo. So you're saying that, for the benefit of everyone, I'll just write this down. You're talking about Geo now. Okay. Geo, issue price is 60. So this is issue price. This is listing price. Listing price is 120. Okay. Okay. Now it is trading at 200 rupees. LTP. last traded price. Huh. Oh, he's saying LTP is 200. What will be the issue price of the FPO? Who can tell me logically, will it be closer to 200 or way beyond 200? So you only tell me the exact. Wait now. Think logically. Tell me. I am the owner of Jio. I'm making myself super rich. Okay. I'm the owner of Jio. I know that my shares are currently, this is the stock market. My shares are currently trading in the stock market at 200 rupees. Whenever you want, can you buy Jio shares from the market? Because what is this example already listed? It's already listed. It's already trading in the stock market at everyone at 200. Now I'm saying, my dear shareholders, I'm coming up with an FPO only at rupees 500. 500. Jio. What will you say? I will buy it from the existing stock market. Na? Why buy it at 500 from me? Are you getting my point? If it is readily available in the stock market at 200 rupees, obviously people will go and buy it from the stock market only. Now I'll tell you what happens. Now 500 is an extreme example. Okay, now I say somewhere around just 10% premium. 10% premium. I say I'm issuing fresh shares at 220. Now see the perception. Perception is that people believe, oh, it means that they have done the valuation of the company and maybe the valuation has gone up by 10% easily. And once this is announced, then more and more people will want to buy it. Why? They only feel it is 220. What will happen? Demand will increase. Supplies almost same. Almost same right now. Is it possible that the 200 price will shoot up beyond 220? Possible. And then if the OFS is at still 220, now would you be interested to apply for the 220 OFS? Yes. Are you getting my point? Yes. If OFS is, so just to conclude, if OFS is way too high, extremely higher than what? Than LTP. What is LTP? Last traded price. Should we even consider subscribing to it or ignore? Ignore. What nonsense. 200 is offering for 500. So you can also ignore, buy it from the market instead. But maybe just slightly higher. Oh, sorry, we are talking about FPO. Slightly higher. In our example, say somewhere around 10%. Can I still even consider buying? We can also consider buying it. Logic is clear? Yes. अरे इधर तो सो रहा है क्या? तब भी मार्केट से खरीदते हैं. What did I say? The moment this is announced, people will get a feeling that अरे this is पक्का going to go beyond 220. That is why in that very spur of the moment, it will shoot up. It is like such news will make the company hit an upper circuit of 10%. We have not yet discussed upper circuits. I'll tell you what is that afterwards. But opens at 10% higher as compared to yesterday. That can happen. Okay. What is the difference means in an FPO? Generally there is a lamba procedure. You have to apply for the FPO. Now these did not apply. You have to apply for the FPO. Okay. Like when you apply for the IPO, you have to use a facility like ASPA, let us say, which is application supported by blocked accounts. We are going to learn that today only. Otherwise, have you ever applied for IPO? No. Okay. So while applying for an IPO, there are a lot of things which are involved. How many shares you can buy as a concept of lot size. Actually, everything is coming in today's lecture only before break only. So allow me a few more minutes. Otherwise, we are jumping 3-4 slides. Can we go on? Yes. One last question. That is a big problem, you know. Small people just say, "Are Sequoia has invested? Why shouldn't I invest? Are Sequoia has $10,000 crore, whatever." And out of that, one drop they have invested in Zomato. Even if that drop evaporates, they're least bothered. And what are we doing? मेरे zero है. पूरी bucket डालते हैं उसमें. Don't do that. That is what we are trying to tell. In the prospectus of the company itself. For this is for Zomato or Paytm. अभी अचानक से confused. Either Zomato or Paytm. In the prospectus of the company, they're saying we are not sure whether we'll be profitable in the near future or not. The promoters are saying this. Paytm, I guess. And still people are like Paytm, I want to invest. Promoters are saying we are not sure about the profitability. So all these new age companies, if you know about this, very important. All these new age companies, be it PP Fintech, Policy Bazaar, be it Paytm, be it Nykaa, be it Zomato, all these companies were super hyped when they came up with an IPO. Many of them got a good listing also. Some of them shot up post listing, and today almost all are either close to the issue price or below issue price. Okay, so that is the reason why SEBI is coming up with an important guideline. Is it released yet? No, they're in that process. Very important one. SEBI is saying that whatever valuation you are giving to the company, like I said, unicorn, whatever valuation you are giving to the company, tell us the basis of valuation. Can I say this is very logical? Yes. On what basis are you saying $200 million valuation? At least tell us the basis, even if not an in-depth calculation. And that is the guideline that they will be soon coming up with. After many investors have burnt their hands, but at least few more hands saved is what I can say. Okay. Ruchi Soya is coming up with an FPO. Yes Bank, favorite bank of few people. FPO for OFS. So there are certain listing requirements. Not necessary. It's an investor's choice. Some people say, you have heard this term, high risk, high returns. Some people said, okay, I'll try that high risk. And many people made money in Zomato also. It's not like everyone has been in losses. If I'm not mistaken, Zomato went up to somewhere around 160, 170. See? What is the thing? I have made 70% money. Right? So it's just about, see, market is a very different place only. When everything is good, all things seem to be positive, even if they are not. And when the sentiment is bad, even good things are perceived to be bad. You watch news channels. In news channels, today they'll say everything is nice, this, that, India is poised for a growth story, this, that, and tomorrow, because of the war situation, this is going to happen. Day after tomorrow, seems that the war is ready to be over. Every day it will keep on changing. And positive sentiment, everything is going to seem nice, they'll go up. When we were almost above 18,000, we almost at 18,400, that time all these companies were doing good. Because they're like new age companies. They definitely deserve this great valuation. And when, okay, yes. generally needing more funds or investor exit. Like I said, for OFS also two categories, na? Which two categories for OFS also? Fresh issue or OFS बोला क्या मैंने गलती से? For FP also two possibilities, fresh issue or OFS. So it depends what is the requirement. Absolutely, absolutely. It's not mandatory. Yes, absolutely. There's no compulsion as such. Last question before we move on. Not really, because we are on basics of stock market. I have a separate course on value investing. 4 methods I've taught about which are the how do you do evaluation, price to sales, price to earnings, EV, many things we have considered. Okay. So moving on.